Hey guys, it's NinzyRoo and I am back in The Sims 4 for the third and final part of my Tudor Mansion speed build. Um, so here is the exterior here, and we are going to just jump right in and pick up where we left off in part 2. If you have not seen the first and second part, I will link those up on the screen right now so that you can go back and watch those if you hadn't. They're pretty great, if I do say so myself. Right now I'm putting some window treatments on some curtains and stuff on the windows here in the music room. This room turns out to be one of my favorite rooms in the home. I don't know, I really like that wallpaper. I think it's from Vampires, coupled with the curtains from Island Living. I just think it's a really pretty room. And I've got the piano, a grand piano in here, obviously some seating, a couple guitars, one violin, I believe, and yeah, it's just, just a traditional music room, just like it sounds. And I put some of these a little bit fancier wall lights on the wall in this room. Every other room in the house has the same wall sconces throughout, except for this room. I believe it's the only one that has these different, more fancy ones. And I thought, I don't know, it just suited this room. I wanted it to look a little more bougie, I guess. And then I put some artwork that is reminiscent of music on the walls as well, and a nice big cozy carpet in there. And then here I'm just finishing off one of the half baths on the main floor, using all the same items that I used in basically all the bathrooms throughout the house. And I'm just kind of replacing some of the lights throughout, getting rid of some of those bigger saucers, putting a few of the smaller ones in the other rooms. I felt like they were just a little dark, so I do place a few more of those in every room except for, I believe, I don't think I put any in the den, game room, and billiards room, just because I liked that to be a little more moody, a little darker. And then I do put lights over the paintings throughout the home as well. And then I put another half bath here in this room. This is actually going to be the library, and I'm furnishing that right now. So just lots of bookcases, lots of comfy chairs, and I do put a fireplace in here, I believe, just to make it nice and cozy, a warm room, great for having a sit and reading a nice book. And I do all the furniture in here in that bluish color, that navy blue, and I just thought it looked really nice against the wood and the darker bookcases. I really love reading in general, so I would adore having this giant library in my home. It's funny, every time we've ever moved, my husband and I vastly underestimate how many books we have that we have to pack in boxes. There's so many, and it's an ever-growing collection. I'm one of those people who, even though I do have like a Kindle and I do buy digital books and read on those for traveling, if there's a book that I've bought on the Kindle that I absolutely love, I am notorious for buying it in a paperback or a hardback as well. Just because I like a tangible book. I like the feel of it in my hands, not the smell of it. So this library would be my dream. Right off the library, there is this study. So this is where essentially your office that has a desk, a computer, some rewards or diplomas, accolades on the wall, and then that fish tank as well. And it's kind of going with the blue and dark wood theme too. So you would route through, coming in the front door, you'd route through the formal living area, which I'm going to start working on, I think, next. And then you would go into the library, and then from the library you could go into the office, or the study, I should say. And then from the library you can also go into the music room. Yeah, it just kind of flows really nicely. And I do put fish in the fish tank in this house before I upload it to the gallery, but I don't know if they'll stay in the tank when you download it. They might leave, and you might have to restock it. So here is that formal living room, or perhaps you could call it a parlor. This would be what would traditionally be like a ladies' parlor. So I did some softer blues, lighter colors. I wanted it to feel very light and airy, as opposed to, in contrast to the den that's, I believe, right below it in the basement, which is just really dark and green, and a little the air just feels would feel a little heavier in that room, I think. And this room is just, again, much lighter and brighter. I do that nice big fireplace. I put a chess table in here because I was thinking, what kind of quiet activity would ladies from a century or more ago want to do in their parlor, and I figured chess would be something that they could do, that we have in The Sims. I guess also what would work nice in there would be like a knitting basket, but I don't believe I put one in. And then here I am kind of working on just reconfiguring the upstairs layout just a little bit. I decided I didn't really love the way the exterior looked, so I add a couple balconies initially, and then I do eventually change that out. I don't know if I do it right away or later. I don't even know if I do it on camera. I might not, but I end up changing it out to one big balcony right above those tall windows, and it just looked a little nicer, gave a little more interest out the back. I had some trouble with the wall color of the roofing coming through into the room here. I don't know why that happens sometimes when you're building The Sims, but I couldn't make it go away without changing the color of the roof, so I ended up doing that. I mean, you don't see it from the build from the outside, but I know it's there, which kind of bothers me. So now I am here working on the dining room table. I really wanted a grand table. I wish we had longer ones. I know we have 8-seater tables and 6-seater tables. I wish we had like a 12 seater or 12 or 14 table, chair table that that could fit more Sims basically. And I was gonna overlap a bunch of these wooden tables, but none of them looked nice. They all glitched out, but I realized that the glass tables don't, so I end up putting this more intricate metal and glass table, which I think maybe it's more stylized for outdoor use, but I decided I really needed the long table to get what I wanted in this dining room, so I do use that table in here. And I'm just looking for some nice lighting. I put this blue chandelier in there, and then I do believe I put some artwork on the walls, and then that's about that. I don't think I really do a whole lot else in there. There's not a lot of room for much else anyway, but it's pretty simple, not very cluttered. Oh, I guess I do put a side table in there with a flower or a vase or something on it. Yeah, I do. But again, still pretty clean and simple. Now we're working on the entryway. Again, I keep it pretty sparse. Just a few things that you would see in an entryway: coat rack. I think I put a mirror. I put a rug in there, and I think just some artwork. I don't believe I put a table or anything in that room. And now we're working on the TV room. So it's a little more formal than the playroom that will be upstairs, but it is also still more casual than the other living room. So this would be where your Sims would go watch TV. I believe, aside from the small TV in the butler's room, this is the only TV in the home. I didn't want to have a bunch of TVs in the house. I wanted to keep it to just the one room. That way, when they do want to watch TV, they all congregate to the same room, which I thought was pretty nice. And I do believe I think I end up putting a door off this room into the music room, but I might not. If I didn't, now I'm wishing I had, because it would be nice to have you could do a whole circle around the main floor and get to any room from anywhere, basically. Oh yeah, here I do put another door in, and just get rid of one of the guitars and move the painting, because it just made sense to me that you should be able to enter into the music room, whether it be from the TV room or from the library. It shouldn't matter where you're at. And then I've got this little bay window here in the hallway. I put one of those seats in there. Just, again, a little seating area, a little more interest. Maybe that would be where you could stop and put your shoes on or take your shoes off before you leave the house, if that's what you did in your real world. I have a feeling that in my home, that would be where everybody's coats would end up congregating, or backpacks, or things of that nature, because there's always some place right near the door that everybody just drops their stuff. And that would be one of them, I'm sure, in my home. So, and I really toyed around, or played around with the colors in this room. I didn't know if I wanted to go light wood, or did I want to go darker wood, or did I want to go this more reddy wood. And I think I ended up settling on the more red wood in that room. And yeah, it just it eventually comes together, but I did struggle with it for quite a while. And I'm just putting some clutter items, that remote, that mailbox, or I'm sorry, not mailbox, that package, geez. You find those in the debug menu. And I'm just searching through the menu right now. I'm picking out a few little, random items and placing them in the different rooms throughout where I thought that they would need to be. Oh, so I guess I do put a table there in the entryway with a little basket, it looks like. And that makes sense, because then that would be a place you could drop your keys. And then I realized that I didn't have lighting on the outside, so I went ahead and did that real fast, because that's one thing I always forget to do, is lighting on the outside. And then I remember after the fact and have to add it in. So I did go ahead and do that when I remembered. I am actually recording the voiceovers for these houses back to back, so it is even later in the evening than it was in video number 2. I don't know if you watched that. I had a little bit of a yawning episode in the middle. It is pretty late here where I live, and I'm getting pretty tired, to say the least. So if I yawn on the voiceover, I apologize. So now we are working on the 3rd floor, or the sleeping quarters. So this is where all the bedrooms are, and then there also is a playroom, or a rumpus room, or whatever, for the children. A nice lounge room that's geared towards kids, so it's a little more playful, a little bit more relaxed than really much of the other rooms in the home. This is what I'm calling the green room. So this is a nice double bed room with green colors throughout. And I do manage to put a desk in here, and a couple dressers, and of course the double bed. And there is room for more items, but I did decide to keep it, again, pretty clean and simple. I didn't want to put toys or anything in the room. I think I maybe put a couple items, but not a lot in the rooms, because I do plan on having a designated playroom or play area for that kind of stuff. So I just keep it, again, pretty simple and clean. I did expect, or I did imagine, that this would be a room that would be for a teenager. So there are a few items that kind of reflect that, but again, It's definitely not super stylized. I figured that this home, you want it to look, I don't know, I guess not very, you know, specific to a particular sim. I wanted it to look like most anybody could be in this room. So this is this room basically done, and now we are going to move over to the pink room. This is also another kids room. This has a single bed and very white, pink, floral, very I don't know, very what's the word I'm looking for? Stereotypical girly, I guess. Not to say that a boy couldn't live in this room and love it as well. I know plenty of boys, little boys, who love pink and purples, and so I didn't design this for anybody in particular except for just a young sim who likes this pink color and likes lots of flowers. And I do have an ensuite bathroom for each of these bedrooms, which you can see. I did not furnish them on camera for the most part, just because they're all very similar, but you will see them as I'm going through and building. And then this room here, I was going to put a double bed in here, but then I changed my mind and decided to go with a single bed. And then this is the blue room, so white, blue, you know, a little bit, maybe this would be for more of like a little bit older child sim, so I did put a desk in here. One, because I had the room, but also two, I was thinking, oh, this could be for like that preteen, you know, almost a teenager, you know, getting a little bit older. And then maybe the pink room is for the much younger child sim. And I do put a few more, you know, little clutter items throughout here. Some artwork on the walls that felt very appropriate for this room. Oh, I guess I do put a desk in the pink room. I forgot I did that. So I guess every one of these rooms do have desks, which is great for your gameplay, so that everybody has a place that they can do their work in. And then right now I'm furnishing this little room as a playroom. I do end up changing it to a toddler room because I wanted to have beds for at least 6 or 7 sims in this home. So I do change that room out to a toddler room. And then this room, which I originally was just furnishing as a sitting room, I end up turning it into a sitting room and playroom. So and I don't remember if I do that on camera or off camera, but you will see it in the screenshots either way. I put some, you know, just some kid items in here. I've got that table, toy box, some toddler toys, just a few different items. But like I said, I do rearrange it, change it around a little bit. And here is the very, very grand, very large master bedroom. Honestly, probably too large, but I just didn't have... I had this idea that I wanted this grand bed facing a fireplace, and I wanted these bay windows on both sides, and that's kind of what I was focused on. So it did end up being a little bigger than it probably needed to be, but I still love it a lot, just the same. And I was gonna put these items from Get Famous, the makeup chair and then the dressing platform in here, but you need to have a sim come up, you know, another sim come up and dress your sim, so I didn't want to have to do that, so I just got rid of it and just had this big, you know, have it just be a big walk-in wardrobe with a nice vanity table. So as you can see, this room is definitely the lighter blues and whites. I figure that whatever sim furnished this room also had very much a lot of influence in the parlor downstairs. So whichever sim really loved, whether it be that they loved the blue in general, or they just wanted lighter, airier colors in both those rooms because they spent a lot of time in them, that was kind of my thought process. So I did go with a very similar theme for the master and for that parlor. And then there is a large master bathroom as well, off the bedroom. But again, I didn't really show furnishing that because it looks much the same to all the others. And now I'm just working on the courtyard, which is in the center of the home. It's open all the way up to the 3rd story, so you can see it from the windows inside the house. I put a nice dining table out here, nice seating area, a grill, and then I do end up putting a pool in. And there's a fire pit outside, and then lots of gardening space as well. I thought about not doing a pool, but then I decided this kind of home, it just needed it. There was plenty of room for it, and I thought it would look nice to have it there. I've got all this space. What am I going to do with it, right? So, yeah, I just put a little sneaky pool in there. And then here's that fire pit. And then here in a moment, I'm going to, here I am putting those garden boxes in, and just, making the outside look a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit more activities to use. Here I'm getting rid of some of that terrain, and then I'm also adding a little bit more terrain. I didn't want it to be too bumpy, the yard, but I also didn't want it to be super flat. And then we're doing a little bit more of landscaping just to fill it up, a little more foliage to make it a little bit more, a little more natural, wild looking. I do end up getting rid of this hedge fence, so I don't know if I do it on camera or off, but when the home gets uploaded to the Sims gallery, that will not be there. Just because I didn't like the looks of it, I thought that the surrounding area it looked blended in with the lot really well, and I thought, this is a pretty large estate home. Maybe they own a lot of the land surrounding, so I didn't really want to close it off and then make it feel like it was a separate area. And then I'm just putting in a couple of kids' activities. So I've got that monkey bars and the swing set, and then I'm putting in some more bushes and trees in the center of the yard. I wanted the yard to look very natural, maybe a little bit overgrown, a little bit unkempt, but still pretty to look at. And I think I accomplished that for sure. And I'm just doing a little bit of extra terrain paint around, cleaning things up, straightening things out the way I want them, just to make it look a little nicer. And yeah, I really like the way the house came out. I really like the overall look of it. It took me a very long time, as I think I said in the first video. I think raw footage wise, so with all the recording that I did unedited, it was like 8.5 hours, and then there was like at least a half an hour that I spent furnishing things and changing things that were completely off camera, like the bathrooms and things like that. So this is basically 9 hours in the making, this build, and then of course the editing and voiceover is even more time added. And I didn't want to cut out a lot, so that's why obviously I put it in multiple parts. I hope you don't mind me doing that. I hope you like that. Leave a message in the comments letting me know if you'd like to see more builds that are much bigger, that have maybe multiple parts. Let me know what you think. So here are the screenshots. Like I said, I really am proud of it. I like the way it turned out. I hope you like it too. And I hope wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy. And I will look forward to speaking to you next time.